Hello, ladies. Welcome to the Girl Talk podcast. I am excited to have Carolyn DeYoun here. We are actually in DeYoung Interiors today, and we wanted to bring something special to you. So I actually met Carolyn, which was an amazing meeting.
Yeah,
that's a whole long story in and of itself, but it was definitely a divine appointment from God. And here we are today to share with you. And I asked Carolyn actually to speak about balance. She is a mom of four
kids, 3 girls and 1 boy.
Oh my goodness. And she works.
Yep.
And not only that, but her husband is like the general manager here of DeYoung Interiors, which is massive. And women, you need to get here and check this place out. Bring your credit cards, bring your husband. You need it all. It's gorgeous. But anyways, we're talking about balance. How in the world do we balance being a mom of 4, helping your husband run this business? You're in the business.
Right. So I think a big part for me is making sure that what I'm doing, I'm invested in, that I love what I'm doing. So if I didn't care about design and furniture in this business, I probably wouldn't make it work.
That's a good point.
So, and I will preface this with saying I do not work full time. So those moms that are working full time,
hats off.
I just don't know how you do it, because being a mom is full time. Any amount of extra work is full time.
Yes.
So I think the biggest thing for me, and what I would recommend, I said this to Amy, is creating very firm boundaries of time management, and also just relational boundaries as well with your work. So I really don't like to take my work home with me, which is difficult being that my husband and I work together. But I also, when I meet a potential client, I tell them up front, I'm a mom of 4. I work during the school day. Those are my working hours. I will not be available nights and weekends. So establishing that up front and being honest about their, expectations, what you can expect from me and what I will give to you. I'm going to do great work for you, but don't call me at 9:00 at night. I'm out.
Yes. And I love too, when we were talking about it earlier, that you don't pick up any guilt in that.
No.
You know, in order to function at your best, this is what I need. And then I love what you said too about if they really need that, they'll figure out how to fit it in.
Yeah. So, there are always times where you want to do something extra for a customer and you want to say yes to an opportunity, but you know that saying yes to that opportunity is going to mean saying no to a sporting event with your kids or taking them to gymnastics or whatever. It means that I'm going to have to figure out something else for my children. And that's not a sacrifice I want to make. When a customer understands that and respects that, and I really think most people do, they'll say, you know what? I actually can get out of work early on Fridays sometimes. Would that be a possibility? Be honest about what you can and cannot do, and people are respectful back to you,
I love, too, how you just said be honest about it, because you mentioned how when you're going on vacation or something, did you hear that from somebody, how to preface that, or there was a statement?
I don't remember. I had just said that, I think it was a meme. I saw a meme, and it was like, instead of saying that, internet is going to be spotty where I'm at this week, just say, I'm taking a vacation and I'm not going to be available because you're allowed to take time off from your work, and your clients are going to take a week off too, and they don't want to be bothered with something either.
Right. And then Carolyn also has a lady that works with you, right? Like you've teamed up with a lady too, so you can help everyone.
Yes, I think that's the biggest thing. Our staff here is great, and I feel like we work together really well. So there are times where I know that I cannot take on a customer, and I'm going to say, you know what, I think you can really do this, and maybe I'm going to help you do the floor plan, or I'll look at it with you, show me what you come up with, and we can be a team to make sure it's the right thing for a customer, because I can't be here all the time. That's why we have a great sales team, that knows what they're doing.
Yes. So when you said you don't want to miss your children's sporting events, to me, what I'm hearing is like you have these core values, and then you set your boundaries around them. Is that true?
Absolutely. So there's always going to be compromise with things, and I also think don't set yourself up for disappointment. Don't overcommit to
that's good.
A ton of things, even if it's a good thing to do. If you don't have room on your plate for it, you don't have room on your plate for it.
And don't pick up guilt and saying no to it.
Right. There's nothing wrong with saying no to a lot of things. You can say yes to the things that really matter to you.
Oh, I love that.
And also, I'm not someone that's going to be helpful as the room parent cutting things out or whatever. But I am totally capable of coming in for an hour and entertaining someone and talking, or, helping out at the lunch break for the 40 minutes or whatever it is. I cannot do cutting and sitting quietly. It's not happening.
I love that. So you know who you are.
Absolutely. Yes.
And then you work with, I can do this.
Right.
You're not afraid to say no.
Right. Yeah.
Wow.
Well, and then you don't resent it. You enjoy it, and it doesn't feel like a burden if it's something that you really want to say yes to.
Yeah, so true.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I was that room mom with all that glue and all those scissors, I don't know if anyone would leave happy that day.
No, I'm not good at that stuff.
It takes a lot of patience. So I love that. Thank you so much for sharing those tips.
Absolutely.
Ladies, I hope that encourages you. If you are a mom out there, keep going. You're doing an awesome job.
Yes.
Sit down and give yourself some credit.
Yes.
Drink a glass of wine and just say you're doing a great job, because you are. And then I hope this encourages you to put some boundaries in place.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Just in my short conversation with Carolyn today, I thought I need to put some boundaries here and here. And I love how adamant she is of no is okay.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with saying no. It doesn't mean you're rude. It doesn't mean that you're mean or not helpful, because you're going to say yes to something that you're passionate about.
Yes. And that's where you need to spend your time. Mm-hmm. I love it. Ladies, we will catch you next time on the next Girl Talk podcast. Hey, friends. Thank you for taking the time to listen to the Girl Talk podcast, where women encourage women. Come join us also on Instagram and Facebook, where we encourage women to live an intentional, powerful, positive, and spirit-filled life.